Namaste, guys. ChristianRLong, life enhancement consultant, giving you a big and beautiful shout out on this Wednesday morning here in Denver, Colorado. It's 8 o'clock a.m. Mountain Time. We're jumping on for our daily dose of divine light, love, and power. And I wanted to cover the light aspect today, or the intelligence aspect, or the creative aspect of the soul. And I was thinking about this, Adriana, Namaste. Bam, you get the little tiny wave. I was thinking about this in the morning as I was getting up. Tina, Namaste. And this is one of my favorite expressions of my teacher, Grandmaster Choa Koksui, the gentleman you see on the wall. He is the modern founder of pranic healing and Hatha yoga. And he has a catchphrase. The teacher had a lot of catchphrases. One of his most popular catchphrases is, follow simple instructions. Follow simple instructions. So by following simple instructions, it's an indication of you using the light aspect within you. So if you were, Avani, Namaste, if you were to hire the greatest personal trainer in the world, or somebody who has trained Olympians in your sport, Jillian, Namaste, and they said, okay, here's your exercise routine, here's your nutrition routine, and here's the trainings that we'll be doing every day, every week, every month, up until your competition. What would you do? Rosalind, Namaste. You would follow the simple instructions, right? You wouldn't reinvent the wheel. Amanda, Namaste. You wouldn't tell the person that they're wrong. You wouldn't doubt them and question them. Marcella, Namaste. At every step in the process, right? You would follow simple instructions. So isn't it interesting, at least this is what I've noticed over 20 years of doing this work, is that, Karen, Namaste, people get into the path of spirituality, right? They want to learn about energy healing. They want to learn about meditation. They want to learn about spirituality. They want to learn about yoga. They want to learn about the soul. They want to learn about all these very, very, very complex things and practices. But rather than following simple instructions, they piecemeal it together and they willy-nilly it, right? So I thought you wouldn't question somebody who has a proven track record of success in training Olympians in a physical field. You wouldn't question that. You would just follow simple instructions. But then when we get into something that's infinitely more complex and there's a lot more potholes going through the jungle of spirituality, we question everything every step of the way. And rather than having some faith and some trust and looking at the fruit of the practitioner that's in front of us, we don't follow simple instructions and we do our own thing. So that is a function of negative pride. Now, is that to say that you don't question? Is that to say that you don't use your mental faculties to go, well, why is he giving me this practice over that practice? Joanna, Namaste, why is he doing this? What would be an example? Why are we doing this breathing technique over that breathing technique? Why are we doing this meditation practice over that meditation practice? Why are we doing this healing technique this way versus this other healing technique this way? Understandable, right? So a good teacher gives you theory as to why they believe the technique is the way the technique is. Suresh, Namaste. Then you practice the technique and you draw your own conclusions, right? So you follow simple instructions until you can start validating things for yourself. But most people don't follow simple instructions. I've seen it over and over and over again in classes that I've taken over the years of the instructor saying, here's the technique, now let's practice the technique. And then you see people doing something entirely different. And when they're stopped, because I've had to stop and assist people over the time of being a pranic healer and say, why are you doing that technique? And most of the time, it's not because they're doing it improperly by lack of consciousness. They're intentionally doing it improperly because they think they have a better technique than the person who is presenting it. But how did that person reach that conclusion? The information being shared has been tried and tested hundreds of thousands of times with people all over the world for 30 years. And you're taking the class for the first time and you're already going to start modifying the technique. Doesn't make a lot of sense of following the simple instructions. So one of the master pranic healers was sharing something many, many years ago that Grandmaster Choa Koksui wanted to demonstrate something. So he brought this master on stage and he said, okay, teach them this breathing technique. This is a breathing technique that is very simple, right? Very simple, and it has been this master had been practicing the technique for many, many years, right? So he says, okay, demonstrate the breathing technique. The master demonstrated the breathing technique and did it improperly in front of the class. So Master Choa, the teacher, the founder and developer of pranic healing, had to correct the master to doing the technique properly. And so the teacher said, the teachings are being distorted while the teacher is still in the physical body. So how much more will the teachings be distorted when the teacher is out of the body? Because the teacher corrects, right? Let me see the breathing technique. You're not doing the breathing technique correctly, right? So it goes back to following simple instructions. What Lord Jesus taught 2,000 years ago, would you agree that it's been distorted and perverted over the past 2,000 years? Yes, right? What he originally taught got distorted because people couldn't follow simple instructions. And there's reasons as to why people don't follow simple instructions. Primarily because of negative pride and also because of lack of awareness and lack of understanding. Joanna, my streaming is really messing up. Sorry, girl. It seems to be you and Jessica these days. But isn't that fascinating that Grandmaster Choa Kok Sui is demonstrating the technique and is having one of his masters demonstrating a technique in front of the group, and it's already being distorted while the teacher is still in the physical body. Prashant, namaste. Now, this isn't obviously a poke at any of the masters in pranic healing. This master was sharing this story as an example to say we have to follow simple instructions. We have to follow it as precisely as we can follow it to the best of our ability, because if you keep changing it little by little by little by little by little over 20 or 30 years, it's no longer the same system, it's no longer the same level of purity, and it has much, much less level of effectiveness and could actually be harmful for the practitioners. That's why Grandmaster Choa Kok Sui wrote the techniques in the book, has them in the CDs, has them in the courses, the course material, right? Andrew, namaste. The tower's right behind my house. That's so weird. So that's what I want to jump on and share with you guys today. It's a fascinating conversation that I always think to myself, I go, okay, this technique that I'm practicing right now, am I following the simple instructions of what I was taught by Grandmaster Choa Kok Sui and the senior practitioners? Am I doing it correctly? Or am I letting my negative pride kick in? Am I letting lack of awareness and lack of understanding kick in? And I'm just making up my own thing as it goes. And also, as a side note to this, because following simple instructions is the smart thing to do, the light aspect of the soul, when you follow the simple instructions, you are in alignment with the power of the teacher, the power of the lineage, right? So an example would be, I can't really give you that example because it goes into too many things and it's going to open up too much conversation, but just take me at face value for this moment in time that when you follow the simple instructions, you are empowered. You are in alignment with the teacher. And when I say teacher, I mean any teacher that you're getting taught by and taught through when you follow the simple instructions of the teacher. It doesn't mean you don't question. It doesn't mean you don't practice discernment. It doesn't mean you don't experiment and you may get a different conclusion from the teacher teaching you. That's not what it means. It means, here's our theory. Here's how you practice properly. Practice properly. What's your feedback? Right? So follow simple instructions. Just like you would hire the greatest personal trainer the history of mankind has ever known, you would follow the exercise routine that they put out for you. You wouldn't change it because you're like, this person has a track record of success. I'm going to follow what they say to the letter to receive the benefits that they're claiming they've produced, which it looks like they have. On the spiritual path, it is even more important to follow the simple instructions. It's a common sutra of Grandmaster Choa Kok Sui. Yeah, Karen, get it, girl. It's a common sutra of Grandmaster Choa Kok Sui to say, follow simple instructions. As soon as you start reinventing the wheel, it dilutes it, it distorts it, it doesn't make it as powerful, it doesn't make it as safe, and you don't get the benefit that you're seeking. So my recommendation, if you ever take a pranic healing class, if you ever start practicing pranic healing protocols, follow the simple instructions. Follow the simple instructions. And I could give you story after story after story after story after story of people who have no background in healing, no background in energy, no background in meditation, take a class and they're already changing the technique in the class. It's like, what are you basing that on? Right? What are you basing that on? When somebody changes a technique that's been validated for 30 years with hundreds of thousands of people, and they're like, yeah, but I think there's a better way to do it. What are you basing that on? A hunch? Right? So that is not using the light aspect within you. That is not doing the smart thing. Follow simple instructions, you'll get the result. Don't follow the simple instructions, you're on your own. Right? Make sense? So I hope that helps. I get super jacked up about that practice because I'm just fascinated that people will spend their time, their money, and their energy taking a class, and then while they're in the class, they're changing the technique, they're doubting the technique, they're adding their own things, they're subtracting things. And I say to myself, why are you doing that? Aren't you there to learn? Aren't you there to practice? Aren't you there to validate or invalidate the technique? But if you're doing your own technique, what you're validating or invalidating is not what you're learning. Does that make sense? Samantha, namaste. Anna, namaste. So do I teach pranic healing? I'm a pranic healing intro leader. So I give talks, because that's part of my ninja power. I give talks about pranic healing, meditation, super brain yoga, within this part of the country. So I've gone through most all the requirements of being a pranic healing instructor except, co-teaching. That's the only thing I have not done. I have not co-taught, but I've assisted in class and helped people with the techniques, etc. over the years. So it's interesting to me. So I even ask myself the question as I go higher and higher in my practices, I go, am I following the simple technique? Or am I coming up with my own technique? Am I distorting what I've been taught? Or am I following what I've been taught? Right? And so goes back to awareness, understanding, humility, etc. So I hope that helps. I love this topic. I could talk about this one topic on the light aspect for a very long time because it's very, very deep. And as you go deeper and deeper and deeper, it reveals a lot of things about your personality and other areas of your life. It's similar to if you were to hire a dating coach, right? You hire a dating coach, a person who has a track record of success of helping people find the right partner. And they say, okay, of what I understand about your personality and what I understand about what you're trying to accomplish, this is what you're going to do. This, and this. And the person goes, I'll do this, but I'm not going to do the two other things. Why? I don't know. It's like, then why are you hiring the person? I don't understand that. If I hire someone, I trust them, I respect them, I humble myself to realize that they know something that I don't know, right? Okay. Or hiring a business executive or an entrepreneur that helps people with their businesses. Okay, what should I do with my business? All right, this, and this. All right, I'll do one of those things. I'm not going to do the other three. Why? I don't know. I just don't feel like it. It's like, what? So somebody says, well, I want to become more spiritual. I want to have more inner peace. I want to have sharper mind. I want to, whatever the energetic quality they want to embody within themselves. And then they hire somebody like me, like a healer or a meditation teacher or some practitioner of the like. And then the practitioner says, okay, do this, and this. And they go, well, I don't want to do that. It's like, then why are you hiring? Why are you spending your time, your money, your energy to not follow the simple instructions and to be disappointed? Never. I mean, I understand it from a negative pride sense as to why we do it, but it's just funny how we trick ourselves and we delude ourselves and we come up with our own protocols based on a hunch or a guess, right? Master Cho was not really big into assumptions. He didn't want somebody coming from a place of assumption. He wanted somebody coming from a place of clear thinking and critical analysis of like the reason I am I reached this observation or I reached this conclusion because of all of these factors versus I reached this conclusion because it feels right. That doesn't work, right? Dean, I'm a namaste, my fellow Hatha Yoga brother. Anyways, so not to get on a soapbox because we know sometimes Christian has a tendency to do that. Join us in the next 20 minutes for the daily Twin Hearts meditation where we come together and bless and heal Mother Earth and all sentient beings. We do that on Zoom. We do not do that on Facebook. We do it on Zoom now. So right above this video on Facebook and even below this video, if you go a couple posts down, you'll see the link, the Zoom, Zoom, Zoom link. You click on the link, it brings you right into the room, and then we do our meditation practice over about a 20-minute period. Within that 20 minutes, you'll be physically empowered, emotionally calm, mentally sharp, and spiritually fed. That's the goal, that's the objective, and you generate a tremendous amount of good karma for yourself, your family, your bloodline, a lot of benefits coming together to do Twin Hearts. So Amanda's giving the big thumbs up. Adriana's blowing up the hearts. Let me give a little high five to Dean, to Anna, to Samantha. Did I give everyone? Prashant. Yeah, get it. Suresh. So, thank you guys for the love. I will see you in 20 minutes. There was something I was going to teach you guys today. I had it this morning. It seems like a lot of the insights of what to do are happening in the morning. Like right when I wake up, it's like, oh, you got to talk about this and go through this with the group. So love you guys very, very much. I will see you soon. For those of you who need healing, reach out to me directly on my website, ChristianRLong.com. It's my name, ChristianRLong.com. Schedule a consultation or schedule a healing session and allow me to use my teacher's teachings, my teacher's protocols, my teacher's simple instructions to transform your life. And I look forward to helping you move forward. This is Christian Long, Life Enhancement Consultant, wishing you a beautiful day, a beautiful week, and a beautiful life. Atma, namaste. Bye-bye.